Okay, today's lesson, 0.3 Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, I'll put two examples. Hopefully you have already listened to the other video. It really goes into good detail. Listen to that video and then come back to my video, and I have two examples that should get you ready to do the papers and eventually the CFAs so we can test how well you understand Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so the first example I'm going to have right here, we always start with right triangles for the Pythagorean theorem. So my first one, right triangle because it is a right angle on the side. And two of those sides are measured as 6 inches and 10 inches, and the leftover side is x. So every single time Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Next, you should always sit and decide, is what we're looking for, the missing item, a leg or the hypotenuse? Since this one is sitting across from the right angle, just like the other video said, that makes it the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse replaces C. Legs can be interchangeable, A or B. So we'll write 6 squared plus 10 squared equals x squared. That's just filling in the formula. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We do exponents yet. Next, squared, 6 squared, 10 squared. Okay, now we have 36 plus 100. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We need to add. We are almost done, but just like in the other video, the last step always take the square root. Okay, this brings you something that you did near the end of the time when you were in school in Algebra 1. And this is taking the square root of 136 and breaking it down to radical form. 136, you can use calculators, etc. It's an even number. It divides by 2. 2 times 68. Okay, this is a prime. We're making a prime tree. 68 is an even number. Prime. This isn't a prime, but it's an even number. Prime, prime. Okay, they taught you last year, you circle pairs. Get rid of the ones next to it. These do not match. Okay, so if it's a circled 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 4 is a plain old 2. And these left over, 2 times 17, which should be underlined. The exact form or radical form for this is 2 square root of 34. If you put 2 times square root of 34 in a calculator, it comes out 11.66190379. Okay, we aren't going to leave the whole thing as we do all of these. We will approximate. So the approximate answer, rounded to the nearest hundredth, 2 decimal places, because this is a 1, the 6 stays as a 6, 11.66. So this hypotenuse is 11.66, which makes sense. One side is 6, one side is 10. The longest one, 11.66. Let's try one more, and then you should have enough to do your homework. So, right triangle, because there's a right angle. always a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Always, 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 Pythagorean theorem. Looking at your picture, which of those is the hypotenuse? 12, y, or 16? Yes, 16 is the hypotenuse. Does it matter whether I put the 12 as a or b? Not at all. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Sixteen times 16. One-step problem. A little bit different than this. We don't just add those. It's a one-step. You subtract. So y squared equals 112. Last step to find the leg of the hypotenuse is square root. Y equals square root of 112. That brings you to last year, making this look correct in the exact form. So, even number, 2 times 56, 2 times 28, 2 times 14, 2 times 7. Okay, pairs of 2's, get rid. Pairs of 2's, get rid. And there's this lone 7. There's 2 we bring out and 2 we bring out. 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 7. So y equals 4 square root of 7 in exact form, or put in a calculator, 4 times square root of 7 gives you approximately 10.58. Next digit was a 3. 3, you leave that alone, so 10.58. There's 2 good examples